It's time to just take a deep breath and relax. Just chill out. Take it easy. You have that life, and all too soon, it's going to be headed right down that western slope.
Well, hello, friend. This is Heartbeat, the podcast, featuring insights taken from the more than 50 years of work done by our friend Landon Saunders. Today's episode is lifted right out of the latest update to the Heartbeat app, a course entitled The Significant 7 Keys to Fully Living.
Now, let's think about what we can do. How can we make some positive steps toward this whole business of self-esteem? First of all, we should relax. Whatever my feelings about myself, whatever my feelings about whether I've got much self-esteem or low self-esteem, it's time to just take a deep breath and relax. Just chill out. Take it easy. You have that life, and all too soon, it's going to be headed right down that western slope. And the good thing about what we're doing tonight is this, that no matter where you are, self-esteem can rise at that point. And the second thing is to remember some undeniables. Now, I'm going to give you a list of undeniables. These are things that are undeniably true about you. And because they're undeniable, I want you to write them down. And then stick them on your refrigerator, stick them on your bathroom mirror, put them on your lampstand by your bed, put them in your automobile, put them on your desk at the office, because these things are absolutely, undeniably true about you. You can hang on to these no matter what the external circumstances. The first one of those is, I am unique. I'm unique. Now you put that down, because I'm going to add two words to it. I am unique. Now, because you are unique, there are two things that are also true. You are irreplaceable. Things that are unique are irreplaceable. There's just one. And secondly, you're responsible. That as a unique human being, it means that never in all human history has there ever been another human being just like you. Never in all of history. Because you are unique, it says that there will never ever be another person, as long as time stands, that will be just like you. And it means that all around the world tonight, there is not another human being who is just like you. If there ever had been, is now, or ever will be another human being just like you, there would be no need for you to be here. You are unique. You're irreplaceable. And you must be responsible for your place on this earth. There's something for you to do that nobody else can do, and that will never be done if you don't do it. And the second thing is, it is absolutely, undeniably true that you are the only person you're absolutely sure of spending every night the rest of your life with. The only one. Now, that being undeniably true, have you decided at least one person, what one person will be like that you're going to sleep with the rest of your life? Now, are you going to sleep with a slob? I'm not talking about the one on the other side of the bed. I'm talking about you. Are you going to sleep with a slob? If you're slobbish, then it means that you are going to sleep with a slob every night. Again, why would anyone want to do that? And if we went through the checklist of jealousy and resentment. Why would you want to sleep with that? It disturbs good, deep sleep. Why would you want to live with that? Think about the kind of unique individual that you are, and then know that you're going to sleep with that individual every night the rest of the life. Third, it is undeniably true that nothing in the world has greater importance than you. Nothing. Nothing in the world has greater importance than you. One of the great teachers, in fact, the center of the whole Christian tradition, once in a very dramatic speech, said that if you put a big pair of scales down, and on one side you put the entire world and everything in it, and on the other side you put one single solitary human being, that the scales will always tilt in favor of the human being. There's nothing in the world that has the importance of a person. I was lecturing at a university, and there was a young woman that I met who had a face that was terribly, terribly pocked and marred, and she was full of self-loathing, had made attempts on her life. And I said to her in a counseling session, I said, I'm going to be lecturing for a while, two days a week. And what I'd like for you to do is I'd like for you to come and meet me after the lecture at the lecture hall door and walk to the automobile with me. Would you do that all semester? She said, well, what would we talk about? I said, we don't have to talk about anything. Well, why would we do that? Just to do it. Do you know, for almost 4 months, every single day that lecture met, when I got to the door, she would be standing there. And we would walk to the car. Sometimes not a word was said. Sometimes a short visit. Now, what was the point of all of that? Number one, she was worth it. I was dealing with something of consummate importance, just her life. What she needed most, perhaps, was not a lot of fix-it words. Maybe what she needed was just some time. And I gave her some time. The importance of people, it's so evident, but it is so easy to miss it. You're the most important thing in the world. It's undeniably true. The fourth undeniable is that you can change. Whatever those feelings, whatever those problems are in our lives, we can change. I said earlier this evening that one of the greatest things about a human being is the ability to change. I can be different. If you don't like me tonight, come back tomorrow night. I might be different. The capacity to change, it's one of our great gifts as a human being. And the fifth undeniable is every single one of us, any one of us, is worth a lot more than we look like we are. And so we must put the lie that I am worth more than I look like I am. I am worth more than I might feel like I am at any given time. I am worth more even than some value that I may have assigned to my own life. I am worth more than that. Now, if I can get these undeniables working, and then if I could begin to work on a climate in which I, instead of trying to get self-esteem, and the way we sometimes try to get it is off somebody else. And so if I get my self-esteem by reaching into your life and taking your self-esteem, then what am I doing to your self-esteem? I may be depleting that. And yet the curious thing is that if I give away self-esteem, then it seems like I have more of it. That if a person who is suffering from low self-esteem would simply try to quit fixing yourself for a while and just take a little more effort, spend a little more effort making just a few other people in your life feel better about themselves. It may be compliments. It may be encouragement. And there is not anyone, no matter how solid and healthy the self-esteem is, there's not any hedge against burnout in work life that is any greater than when one human being begins to taste the joys of encouraging and building up another human being. It comes back in spades. And that's why, if you have children around their beds, put lots of pictures. Put lots of pictures. Show pictures of your family and pictures of their friends and pictures of them. Lots of pictures that show them laughing and playing and enjoying, reflective. Have lots of pictures that shows them doing great things and doing ordinary things. Have some of their favorite moments captured in pictures and just line the walls all around their beds with it. Give away about 12 hugs a day. That's what they say we need. That every human being needs 12 hugs a day, 4 just to keep moving. 4 more is just maintenance. And it's the 8th to the 12th hug before you have something to grow. And 6 of those need to come before breakfast. That's something that I can do. Now, I'm not good at that. You say, I'm not very good at that. Well, we're not asking, that's a simple thing that you can just do that and then put your hands back. But make these movements that human beings need affirmation. There's a wonderful story about a professor, Andrew Cusack, teaches at Seton Hall. And he said that his father once had 4 sentences that changed his life forever. He said when he was in maybe the 6th, 7th grade, that he came home from school one day, and he had just made the baseball team. And he was real excited, and they were all having a big celebration. And his father said to him in the midst of it, he said, "Now, Andrew, Father O'Brien called today and wants to meet with us in his office tomorrow. Do you know what that's about?" And Andrew said he didn't want to mess up a perfectly good dinner and a perfectly good evening. And so he said, "Well, maybe he wants to tell you himself that I've made the baseball team." And he said in his home they had a 24-hour period in which they could lie and then take it back with no punishment. And so he was just exercising that he could tell a lie, and as long as he took it back within 24 hours, why, there was no punishment. Good rule for a home, isn't it? So they go to the school the next day, and they go in, and they sit down, and Father O'Brien says, "Mr. Cusack, I think you need to take your son out of this school and put him in trade school." Well, little Andrew knew that was like the kiss of death. And when they went in, I missed that first sentence. When they went in, he said, "Good morning, Father O'Brien." That's one said his father was always nice. And then when Father O'Brien said, "You need to put your son in trade school," his father uttered the second sentence that changed his life. He said, "Oh, Andrew, you mustn't spend much time with this man." "Well, but Dad, I'm in his English class. I have to." "Oh, excuse me," for a few moments. And he left. He came back a little bit later and he said, "Andrew," and this was the third sentence, "from now on, you're going to have English from Father Alexander." And then the fourth sentence, "Good day, Father O'Brien." Isn't that a wonderful story? Wouldn't you love to have a father like that? "Oh, Andrew, don't want you to spend much time with this individual." Instead of what that scene could have been. Everything was at stake in that moment, wasn't it? wise and good father. And that's why if you have children in school, you might ought to go with them the first day and say to their teacher, "Oh, I'm glad to meet you, and I am so thrilled that you are my child's teacher." Well, why? Because I've had my child checked, and we found out that they're very, very bright. And so we're glad that, now, do you think that's going to change the way that teacher is going to look? Did you hear about the Western University in which a computer switched the names of a very bright group of students, IQs over 135, with another group of students that were sort of on the lower end of that spectrum? And nobody knew. The professors that taught the respective classes didn't know. And the error was not discovered until a little more than halfway through that class. And they decided to let it go on out and just see what happened. They had the beginnings of a good experiment. They went to the end, and when they gave the test, the bright students went down 14 points, and those less bright students came up 14 points, 18 points. What was the difference? Only in the perspective of the one who was teaching. That's why I say to you, if you're suffering from self-esteem, low self-esteem, become a giver. You're going to receive some benefits, and you can literally change some lives around you. Okay, let me give you some homework. No presentation is quite complete if there's not a little bit of homework. Self-esteem. It's so important. We want to be encouragers of one another to do it. And before tomorrow night, I'd like for you to do 3 things. First of all, I'd like for you to go home and go to the mirror. I would advise doing this out of earshot and eyesight of everyone else in your family. Go to the mirror and look in that mirror and stay there until you can say to the image looking back, "I like you, you're real, and you're special." Now, you'll gag a few times. You know, it's going to be really hard to get that out. But just stand there. And stand there even if tears come. Just stand there. The reason I say that is you would have no idea how many people have come back and said, "I couldn't do it. All I could do was cry." It's not so simple. You'll see when you get home. Just stand there, and if you can't say it out loud, say it silently. And if you can't say it truthfully, say, "I was told by Landon to say this." That the reason that this step is so important is that in some sense, this is a gift which finally you just have to receive. It's the gift of worth. The second thing I'd like for you to do is find someone before tomorrow that maybe you don't normally compliment, and compliment them. Just say, "I haven't said this to you and I feel a little awkward or embarrassed," whatever you have to do to say it. But, you know, you're a pretty terrific individual. Now, there's going to be a lot of fainting going on tomorrow in Miami. And if you're not accustomed to that, then it's so much more important to do it. The third thing I would like for you to do is, I hate to do this to you, find someone who's just a touch ornery and tell them that they're a pretty special individual. You know, "Boy, I've fought you now for 20 years, you know, and I've never told you this, but in spite of all your orneriness, in spite of all the days you've ruined of mine, you know, I still want to go on record as telling you that you're a mighty individual." Well, that's your homework. Now, the last thing tonight is please, please, don't think we're doing mind games. I could insult you no more than to tease your mind. And you could insult me no more than believing that this is just my gig. I'm not here simply to speak. I'm here because I don't know of anything that's more important than your life. Your life. To be fulfilled and to be joyous, to be genuine and real. That's what we're after. And that's what this homework is designed to do. And then one by one, if we do not allow cynicism to grab us by the throat and throw us to the ground and destroy us, to squeeze all the remaining life out of us, if we do not allow pessimism to grab us around the neck and throw us to the floor and somehow squeeze all hope out of us, if we don't allow our own fears and our own failures somehow to put an end to our life tonight, that we may go on breathing for another 20 or 30 years. If we don't allow that, then there is hope for your life. There is hope for your spouse. There's hope for your children. There's hope for your parents. There's hope for the workplace. There's hope for this wonderful, magnificent city of Miami. And most importantly, when you are ready to die, you will be able, with head held high, to say, I am a man, I am a woman, and I have defied the odds, and I have lived in hope, and I lay down my life in hope.
Well, if you enjoyed today's episode, and it's taken from The Significant Seven, Keys to Fully Living. It's the latest addition to the Heartbeat app, and the app is available on the Apple App Store or the Google Play Store, or you can find out more information by visiting thisisheartbeat.com. There are 7 lessons just like this one. This is Heartbeat, the podcast, is made possible by Friends of Heartbeat. And they invite you to visit the website, thisisheartbeat.com, where you'll find out more about the app as well as other information about Landon's work. Until next time, this is Heartbeat, the podcast.